Hey y'all, I'm Sharente Carr, your abundant bestie, and welcome back to Unfiltered VidCon, the creator experience. My limited series where we get into real moments, connections, and behind the scenes energy that makes VidCon 2025 so special. We're talking about everything from creator collectives to after parties and all the wild and wonderful in betweens when the camera stops rolling. So grab your tea, open up your notes app because you're definitely going to go ahead and take some notes for this one right here. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Today's guest is truly our Roblox bestie from Canada. He's 25, he keeps things family friendly, and streams live Roblox gameplay 5 days a week. From just outside Toronto, you've probably seen his energy on TikTok or Instagram, okay, because he's been living his best life. And this year at VidCon 2025, he didn't just attend, he went all in. No late flights. He was there on site. He made the most of every party, having a group pick from the Roblox crew, so many amazing creators, and truly he soaked up every moment. Like, just he was tea, okay? He's my bestie, and I just want to say, hey.
I love that.
You know I love you, Johnny.
I love
you
you too. I love you so much.
So I'm so excited to have you here specifically. I want people to know more about you. Can you introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what kind of content you create besides what I've already said?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is so cute. I love that we're doing this amazing session together, and I love you. So obviously I want to do this with you. My name is Johnny, also known as Jay Saxter on literally all social media platforms. I'm a Roblox full-time content creator, as Sharente said. I stream 5 days a week from Tuesday to Saturday, trying to get that Sunday stream in too, trying to get those weekend streams in. I'm also a family-friendly content creator, and I do live near Toronto, Canada. I do short-form content daily, and then I also do long form content weekly. So I try to get my short form in with my long form, and then also my live streams. So it's a little bit of everything, just spice things up. But I've been doing content for about 5 years now, but it's just the past year that I've taken YouTube as my main platform more seriously.
Sorry, I'm dancing for you. I was like, yeah,
I love you.
get it. I love that. And you mentioned that you stream Roblox gameplay regularly and post across platforms. What made Roblox the T? What made it your go-to focus? What was it the thing that you loved the most about creating content for kids and families?
So, okay, with regards to Roblox, I feel like, and I'm sure you know this too, and I feel like anyone that's watching, I'm sure can also understand. But I feel like when it comes to making content, especially in the gaming specific, trends change, games change. Some games maybe die out, some become popular. It's really precarious, but it's fun. It's obviously very enjoyable, and it's kind of interesting because it's scary because you don't know what's gonna happen, but then it's also fun because there's always something new to experience. So it's a bit of both. It's scary but fun at the same time. For Roblox, oh my goodness, I initially started content doing Fortnite, and so I know Fortnite has so my content was initially Fortnite, and I know Fortnite typically is still teen related, so it's still a younger audience, but adults play it, grandparents play it, everyone plays it. But the demographic I feel for Fortnite is a little bit older than the demographic for my Roblox, because Fortnite at the time when I streamed it was 13 plus. So that was more of most people that played Fortnite, or most of my community at the time, still some kids, obviously, but a lot of them were preteens or teens, or around that kind of age, I would say. Switching to Roblox, that I don't know how that I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how that fully happened. I streamed on Twitch initially first, and I was you know what, I grew up playing Roblox. Roblox came out literally the early 2000s, absolutely crazy. It's been out for probably 20 years now. I'm not gonna lie, it's been out for a long time. And I played it all as a kid, and I've been obsessed with it. So for me, at a young age playing Roblox, I knew how it worked. I knew Roblox. I loved it from a very young age. But getting into it, I kind of went from streaming full time on Twitch doing Fortnite to then being I want to diversify a little bit. So I started doing like a few like YouTube streams a week, and those would be Roblox only, and I would stream for like 2 hours, so like a couple hours, and we would do like random games, like whatever kind of games everyone was feeling, because I also like wasn't aware of what was really like up and hot at the time. Like you can see trends, but like I didn't know really anything new because I didn't play Roblox as much. So I kind of did like Adopt Me, which was like a pretty big game. It's like still a pretty solid game. It's not the biggest, but still a pretty solid game. It's like a role play game where you can like raise pets and things like that's really cute. And then at the time, here's the tea.
What?
Yes, I started playing Dress to Impress. And Dress to Impress, I started playing actually over a year ago. So I started it in April of last year, like way before it had its like roses and got its flowers. And it was, you know, an up and coming game. And I could definitely see like, okay, this is something. And my community loved it. I loved it. I love fashion. So for me, I was like, this is like such a no brainer. And initially, I started out doing it like bit by bit, but I tried to like still diversify the gameplay. So it wasn't like I didn't just do Dress to Impress right away. I did like Dress to Impress, Doors, Adopt Me, Murder Mystery 2. Like literally, the good thing with Roblox is there's so many things you can try. So you're not stuck to one thing. And then eventually, as I started doing more and more, it was like, can we play Dress to Impress? Can we play Dress to Impress? And then it just became Dress to Impress. And then now Girl Garden. It's really weird because I feel like I wish I could say what really got me into like specific games on Roblox, but it's one of those things where it almost is just like you just kind of mesh. You know what I mean?
I do. Like, I started Roblox. I know exactly how the kids convinced me.
Mm.
They said Sharente, 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 Sure. I said, okay, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Calm yourself. And then I created my Roblox account. And then at that time, still Roblox, like the max friends you could have was 200 friends.
Mm.
I maxed it for
Mhm.
stream. And then
Mm.
they're like, can you add me? Can you add me? I didn't even know Roblox like allowed us to have more friends until recently. And now I have like, I think almost 600 and something
Mm.
friends.
Okay.
So I love my besties. At the same time, like I know it was them that got me into it. And I can say Dress to Impress, T,
Mm.
okay, Grow a Garden,
Mhm.
8K.
Mhm.
And then also I was doing they had me playing Uno last night and that game just didn't want to end. I'm gonna hold myself and let the Lord fight my battles because it made me mad. I'll just say it made me mad because we're still playing and I was like, I thought we would have already ended by now. Like, what is happening here? Like, it's a never ending game of Uno. So we stopped. It wasn't it. But at the same time, like I will say I love Roblox for the fact that you can literally be in whatever experience is out there, and there's so many and so many like subcategories of each of them
Mm.
that you can like find your cup of tea, whether you're an adult or whether you're a kid, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So last year, this is where I met you. Okay. I met you
Mhm.
at VidCon for the first time ever. Then figured out that you were friends with the friends that I already had, which was
Mhm.
like even like more tea right there. I was like, ooh, you already in like the spheres together. Yes, we're gonna be friends. So if I'm not mistaken, here, I don't think you've been to VidCon before last year. Is that right?
No, last year was my first. Yeah.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking this is because last year you chose the creator track. This year
Mhm.
you chose industry. I want to
Mhm.
know like what made you decide to go again this year and then what
Mhm.
made you say, "You know what? I'm going to upgrade that to industry." Like what was that approach and also like you making the most of the week too with the track that you chose?
Okay, so I'll give you kind of like my mindset behind the crazy decision because for me personally, I'm like at the point in like my career, both like obviously personally, like even still professionally, because it's like my brand, but like in two different, I guess, professional senses where I'm obviously wanting to focus on full time content creation, but I'm also wanting to have a stable financial career at the same time. And so I think a big part of why, like last year, I went as a creator because I was still in school. So it wasn't like an immediate thing, like, oh my gosh, I need to get a job like right this instant. I need to make all this money right this instant. I still had school ahead of me. So it's not like I was going to get a full time job in my field at that moment. I still had a year left. So, and it was my first one. And I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I am a creator. I'm like, industry at the time was so expensive. I'm like, I don't even know what I would do with this. I've never been to VidCon. So I'm like, I wouldn't even know how this would benefit me. So I went as creator because I was like, I feel like I need to experience it for what it is first and then kind of go from there to be like, okay, I did this last year. maybe we try something different. And the creator track last year was phenomenal. I mean, like, I hung out with you. So I hung out with you and so many other amazing movies. It was honestly like, it was incredible. Like, genuinely one of the best convention experiences I've ever had. And I'm like, I love you. And I had so much fun. It was amazing. This year was challenging because I decided to go as industry and like, okay, I like to live without regrets because I think I need to like, okay, listen, this is kind of tea a little bit. And I'm like, I mean this in the most utmost respectful way possible because obviously, always. But I did the industry this year and I found that a lot of industry people were out of touch. And I don't know, like I know some of it was their first two. So like understandable, you know what I mean? It's your first thing. As a like creator and someone that's trying to veer into like in-house content creation for a brand, VidCon is the space for content creation. You know what I mean? It's the space for community, it's the space for content creation. And I found personally that when I would go to these, like the panels were good. The panels were good. I did enjoy them. And I actually did learn a few things from them. But in terms of the networking industry specific, like the industry lounge or certain aspects with that regard, I found that some, not all, there were a lot of professionals, don't get me wrong, but some I feel like didn't know how to spark a conversation. And I feel like when you're in that space, specifically a professional in the industry, you should know how to kind of put yourself, or you should have a better idea. Because obviously, like, not trying to say like everyone should know the right answers to everything, because we're not gonna know the right answers. But I think the thing is, like, I think I expected more. I mean, like, I did pay $1,000 for that ticket. So I
You did.
think, yeah, I did. And you know what? It's okay. We learn, you know? But I think I expected more out of it. Not to say that it wasn't a good experience industry wise, like with the badge, but in my personal opinion, I found that I got way more out of the actual convention as a creator than as industry, if that makes sense. Like I tried
It
both.
does.
I tried both perspectives as like, I want to do the industry aspect. I networked the LinkedIn. I did get quite a few connections and the people I met that I actually did connect with were really, really nice and very friendly. And we had like really good conversations. So it's always nice to like have an actual genuine conversation with like people that like obviously have an idea of what they're talking about. But I think for me though, this year I tried the industry for the first couple days and I still did it throughout the convention, but I was like, no. It's like, no. I honestly found, and it's not even to like the fault of like anyone that went as industry, I honestly found that like it genuinely is a divide because you would almost think like it's a tier of like, okay, you go from community and then like, okay, maybe you go as a creator and then, oh, you go as a creator, maybe you go as
Mm-hmm.
industry. And I think the thing is, I think what I thought there would be more of is like obviously brands on brands, but I honestly thought there would be like brands on brands, but brands on creators. And I honestly thought there was going to be more of that connect. And I found that industry specifically was brands on brands. Like there was a complete disconnect with creators. Like it was not creator focused, in my opinion, from what I had seen. So for me, I mean, in my opinion, it wasn't as beneficial, if that makes sense,
It
just because
does.
I am a creator.
It
From an
does.
industry perspective, though, I can see why it would be beneficial if you are an industry professional or a brand doing brand partnerships or connecting with brands or things like that. So, I mean, I think I did take the chance and I bit the bullet and I just jumped for it. But I think a big thing is, and like obviously, I'm like totally aware and like totally obviously okay saying this. Not that I'm not cut out for that track, but it's not meant for me, if that makes sense. Like the creator one is meant for me, you know? Industry is just, it wasn't for me. And that's okay. Not everything is for you. You know, but you try it, you learn, you know?
It makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say this for the record. I did tell him, I was like, you probably don't want to do industry. I literally told him that. I just want to make sure I say that openly that I did send him a private DM saying, you don't need it, but if you want it, you can go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
do it. Because I wanted him to make the best decision possible for him. He was able to see why I probably said, hey, you probably don't want to spend that extra money.
See?
And I'm like, I will say this just as like a friend to friend is that that's why I don't mind like trying new things too and experimenting like you did. And that's why I know for me that I don't mind going to CES. I don't
Mm-hmm.
mind going to the NAB show because I can be myself, but also be the brand. And also, I know I'm a little different because I also come from corporate. So I can
Mm-hmm.
talk corporate speak. I can talk IT. I can talk all those things on the level that they do. But at the same time, I'm also a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love that you're like, I'm not the target audience. Like,
Mm-mm.
that's so real. That's so real. Sometimes figuring out like that's not the room I want to be in. Like I want to be in the
Right.
room where it happens, but that's not my room where it
Right.
happens. Like, you know?
Real. Yes. And I think like you said, I think it's a big thing because like for me, it wasn't like the best thing for me doesn't mean that it's not good. Do you know what I mean? I think at the same time it depends on where you are in your journey or where you are in your career or what career you're in. It completely varies. I think industry track can be very beneficial for certain people, for certain brands, for certain businesses because networking is extremely important. But as a creator, I think personally for me, it's just not the fit. I got way more out of being a creator this year. And I think the thing is, it's important that I'm like transparent about it because I think the thing is like, it's always in a very mindful, respectful way. Because I think the biggest thing is like, I can sit here and say, like, industry's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I can say that. It's not like, oh, industry wasn't good or it's not good. It's like, it wasn't for me. It doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things where like, you cannot like something, doesn't mean that that thing is bad. It just means that it's not your taste. Do you know what I mean? It's like not your flavor, not your vibe. And so
Yeah.
I think the thing is I like to be transparent because for anyone that is like listening or anyone that and takes away anything from this, I think for me this year is I was like I feel like this VidCon for me was like a really go big or go home. And I think with that mindset, I put so much pressure on like, I need to do. And I had a lot of like anxiety going into VidCon this year because I was like, I need to do everything, like everything. Like I have to get it all done. I need to do everything. And I also think that putting that pressure on yourself, it's good to hold yourself accountable and it's good to have high standards and it's good to set out really realistic but good expectations in store for the moon because you want to achieve your goals. I think it's also like important to also like not overdo it either. And I think I learned that the first couple days. And that's why I very quickly shifted my perspective after the first full day at VidCon because I was there 4 days. First day was a pre-day and that was industry. So that was great. That was a great experience, a good day to like really kind of experience what it's all about. And then the first day of VidCon was the actual day where the panels were beginning and X, Y, and Z. And so I took advantage of the industry aspect that day too. And then realized maybe not the vibe, maybe not for me. Amazing people like that I connected with and that they're really sweet, like really, really sweet people. Also, like genuinely, there were some people there that you can tell that they work with creators because they had the energy, like they knew. And I was like, okay, I like you, I vibe with you, know what I mean? You get the vibe. And it's all about surrounding yourself with that. But after the first full day, I was like, you know what? I'm still going to network. I'm still going to do what I sought out to do, but I'm going to shift my priorities in a different direction because I found that I wasn't getting what I thought I was going to get with the industry, but I knew that I could get what I needed to get with the creator. And so I shifted that kind of perspective and I was able to network with a bunch of brands, talk to them about like work, not even just like working with them as like a partner, but like potential opportunities to work for them, like actual different things like that, and actually talk to people at these booths and talk to these actual brands and like even connect with them on LinkedIn. Like I have like so many different people I need to reach out to this weekend that I like literally met last week. So I think it's all about perspective, but needless to say, like it genuinely, in my honest opinion, was probably one of the best conventions that I've been to. So I do think that VidCon did a phenomenal job this year. Like I think everything was set out pretty well this year.
That and you kind of talked into like how you went all out and it was a lot, but at the same time you did it because you're just trying to show up as your full self and give yourself
Mm-hmm.
as much opportunity as you can. So I want to like change focus just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it so important to you to show up to those after parties and networking events? What did you most get out of those in-person connections? Like we got vibes. Yeah, you got like more opportunities, but like why was that so like important kind of thing? Like that focus shift.
I think, like you said, because events and after parties, right? I think the thing is, when it comes to events and after parties, it depends on your outlook of them. And like also kind of like the aspect that you really take into consideration when you think of like what they mean. Because for some people, a networking party or after party, like some people think, oh, free food, free drinks, like free whatever, like I'm gonna vibe. And like totally valid, because when you have a long day and you want to digest and relax and hang out with cool people, like, you got to relax, girl. Like, you do your thing, you know? Everyone's different. I think for me, I'd been to conventions many times before VidCon. So I'd been to TwitchCon like 3 times, and getting into parties or networking events was like pulling teeth. Like, it was really, really, really difficult. And I almost found that the only way that you could actually really get into these events is if you were a very, and like, I hate to say this because like, I feel like everyone, no matter how much of your following, everyone is amazing, everyone is talented, everyone is incredible, everyone's a great, like, everyone can be a great influence. I did find that when I was at TwitchCon, a lot of certain events and parties were very specific to bigger creators. And I'm talking creators with, whether it's hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers. And so, yes. And so getting into those parties was very difficult. I kind of learned a couple of things. Here's the tea, okay? Maybe take a lesson from my book, if you will, okay? I'm sure Sharente may know too. I'm sure Sharente may have done a couple of these things. I feel like we all learn, okay? But when I was at TwitchCon, I'd been used, okay, like, I'm not going to specifically dive into the details because I don't want to out myself too much, but there was a brand at TwitchCon that I knew they were doing something because there's a big brand like X, Y, and Z, and I'd heard they'd done stuff previous years before. So went up, networked, obviously like introduced, but I feel like you have to have a genuine conversation. You can't just be like, "You having a party?" Like, girl, no, thank you. Like, that is
No.
that's so inauthentic. So like, and just not, like, there's no etiquette in that. I think a big thing is like, you want to have a good conversation. I'm like, why would you want to, like, you have to have a, like, why do you want to go to this party? Why do you want to be affiliated with this brand? Why do you XYZ? Why do you want to associate? Like, it's all about, like, yes, networking, but building genuine connections, because you can network, but networking can be so inauthentic. You want to like authentically network. You want to actually feel the vibes. You want to be like, okay, obviously I'm here for business, I have stuff to do, but I love you. I love the vibe and I'm enjoying myself. This is good. We're both like getting something out of it. It's like reciprocation, right? And I kind of was like pretty persistent on, after, you know, having conversations, and I think I spoke to them for like 20-30 minutes, but having like really good conversations. I was really persistent with like, so are you like having a party? Like, you doing like, I need like, but like not like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, more professional, obviously, but just kind of whatever. And they did say whatever. They did say yes, they were XYZ, like, it's invite only, like, they're at capacity, XYZ. I don't know how, but I somehow managed to get the invite out of them, in a sense that I think they knew that I really wanted to do, like, that I was here like for real. Like, it wasn't just like, I want to get the free food. I want to get the, like, no, I'm here to work. Like, I'm here. I'm ready to grind. I'm ready to work. Let's get work done. Let's network. Let's have good, genuine conversations. And I think because they saw that, I got the invite, went to this event, great event. And I was like, wow, I got myself into an event that I probably would have never gotten into. And I was like, okay, gotta like keep doing this kind of vibe. And I think as I went on, especially with VidCon now fast forwarding to last VidCon, like last year, I took that approach, reached out to a bunch of brands myself, and was just like, hey, so I heard you're having an event party this year, like XYZ, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like, are you doing anything? I didn't know if they were. I just said, hey, I heard you're doing something. No, it worked. It worked. Sometimes you have to like, it's like, it's not even, you're not lying. It's not a white lie. It's like, what's the word? You're just,
The law of assumption.
okay, true, real. And so it's one of those things where like, I reached out to brands, had no idea they were having an event or a party. And I was like, hey, so I heard you're having an event, XYZ, blah, 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 kind of dived into it. And then I remember one of the brands was like, who told you? like, how'd you find out? No, like, who told you? How'd you find out? And I was like, you know, I don't want to say, and whatever. Meanwhile, it was me. Like, girl, it was me. Like, I just assumed. Like, I'm like, come on, be so for real. So, like, I did it. You know, I did that. And I think the thing is, like, I think as a content creator, oh my gosh, you have to have like super thick skin, not just as a creator, but like in the business side of things. Because like in Trente, you know this, girl, like, you know, but like very two different realms. Being a content creator and being a content creator business wise, very different. Very different. No, it is. And It is. It's so different. And they're both very, very, very fun inside. Like, obviously, for me, I genuinely enjoy the content creation aspect the most. I genuinely enjoy making content the most and everything like that because I love my community. I love the Sax firm. I love them so much. And I love doing what I do. So, for me personally, like, if I could go without doing the business, I'd be like, bye. Like, I would just do the content creation because I am a content creator. But it is a business. So, you have to do the business. You have to walk the walk. You know what I mean? And the business side of things is one of the things where you kind of have to play the game a little bit. And I think when I first became a content creator and went to these conventions, I was too shy. Like I was too like, maybe next year I'll get in. Maybe, and I was like, girl, no, this year. No, next year, girl. Oh, I very much was like, the only person stopping me from getting into that event is me. I'm
It
the
is.
person stopping me. Maybe security, like a couple different things. But at the same time, if you don't ask, you don't receive. If you don't go for things, you don't get. And so it's not to say that you're being inauthentic or ingenuine by really pushing and by really putting yourself out there. It's just that the tough thing about the industry, especially with content creation, is people aren't going to look for you. You have to put yourself in front of them. You have to show them like who you are, why you are here, why you are important. Because I'm going to tell you this, it does not matter if you have one follower, girl. Doesn't matter if you have zero. Does not matter if you have one. Does not matter if you have a million, whatever, how many followers you have, okay? Everyone is important. Just because someone has 1 million followers or someone has one, okay? This person is not more important than this person. They can both do the same thing if they really put their mind to it, because that person with 1 million, they got there somehow for a reason, because they push themselves, because they put in the work, they put in that, you know what I mean? And it's all about positive vibes, manifestation, really putting it out there. Like, I mean, I always manifest. I'm always like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And it holds me accountable too. It's not just about saying it's going to happen and then waiting for it to happen. It's about saying it and being proactive. So you're being proactive about it, and you're also putting that energy out there. So it allows you to like keep yourself in check, like mentally. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this because I know I can, because I said I can, and because I'm doing it. It's a lot of mind games with the industry side of things. And I'm sure, you know, Sharenta, I'm sure you know.
I do.
But I think, I don't know. I think I just honestly felt the past couple years that the reason why I was able to do so much this year too, specifically, and even last year, is obviously a lot of networking, but also a lot of I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna find out. Like, you're having an event or a party. I'm gonna find out. Like I'm gonna know. Like it's and you're not gonna. You win some, you lose some. You're not gonna get into everything. Like there was a party that was recently at this past VidCon, without like obviously diving into details, but like there were influencers that had like over 10 million that weren't let in. So I mean, like it's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to just like, you have to understand that like you're not everything is going to happen. Like not everything that you say is going to happen, but that does not mean that you shouldn't go for it. And like, don't be discouraged. It's easy to be discouraged about it, but I think have a goal, well, set out the goal, have it in mind, go for that goal, and just try your best. And if it happens the way you want it to, great. If it doesn't, still great, because realistically speaking, you still put yourself out there. You know what I mean? It's not like you didn't shoot your shot, So.
It makes sense because I know for me, like, I'm actually currently working on an article. I can't make this up. I was going to write an article whether it was a yes or a no. It was
Mm,
about the Kick streaming
mm,
program. That one. I
okay.
applied. They gave me like the runaround and all the in betweens, and they ultimately denied me. And I was like, you know what? That just means I'm not meant to show up there because I'm not going to pour into your content unless I'm a part of a program. I'm going to be
Mm,
very transparent. Like,
mm-hmm,
I don't have the time to grow another platform
mm,
because like my IP's on YouTube. YouTube
yeah,
takes care of me. Like
yeah.
you're no, thank you. And the thing is that I really debate. I was like, am I really going to post this and stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, I am, because as someone that has 500,000, like I want to show like, hey, like sometimes we don't get accepted. Like Sephora
Mm-hmm,
God, I've tried for that twice, haven't got it. Tried LTK, didn't get it. So like it happens. Like, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like there's even a couple of parties that they were having and they're like, oh, we're at capacity, we can't accept you. And I was like, oh, that's
mm-hmm,
perfectly fine. I understand. I'm like,
mm-hmm,
it's no hard feelings because at the end of the
mm-hmm,
day, I am meant to go exactly where I need to be. And I feel like everywhere that I went to, especially for the after parties, I was meant to be in those particular spaces, because
mm-hmm,
this year I decided to do prioritize rest over quantity kind of
mm-hmm,
thing. And so I really didn't get to see the convention floor. That's why I
mm.
created this series, because you guys got to see it. And so I was like,
Right.
I get to ask other people, like, hey, like, you got to see it. Tell me about it, because I can only do and be one person. and
Right.
I wanted to be like where the brands were and they were at the
Mm.
creator parties.
Mhm.
And so because you're my bestie's my bestie. So he was like, "Friend," I said, "What?" He said, "You want to be in the group chat?" I said, "Yes." So he added me to a Roblox group chat, okay? I'm not going to tell you
Mhm.
where it is, but he added me,
Mhm.
and they were coordinating a big group photo with other Roblox creators. I will spoil it. I was not in it. I was too tired. I
Real,
figured out
real.
where that was because I didn't even know where we were technically even meeting. I was like, my
Yeah.
brain said no. Like, no. So my question to you is, how do those like friendships and collaborations grow at events like VidCon, and why did that like matter to you and your community to do that photo?
So, first of all, I have to very, very, very much preface this with the fact that, like, I am extremely, like, extremely blessed and grateful that I had these opportunities this year because I genuinely feel like by like having like really great friends, you like you can see people as acquaintances or people that you network with, but you and so many of the people that I've actually met at VidCon this year I genuinely think of as my friends. Like I love them so much, and no, genuinely, and I mean that wholeheartedly, like from the bottom of my heart, because I think a big thing is like in the creator space you can tell when someone's being ingenuine. Like you can kind of get the vibe and be like, okay, maybe I don't want to mesh as well, because you want to be around people that match your vibe. You want to be around people that want you there, that want to be around you, right? You don't want to be around someone that doesn't want you to be like to be around you. And so I think for me, like with that Roblox photo, that group photo, as small as it might seem to someone else, for me and for so many other creators, that was such a huge deal because they do one every year. And it's such an honor to be a part of it because there are so many talented, incredible, amazing like creators that like pour their heart into content creation that like I'm sure, Sharente, you might have recognized. And a lot of like, for those of y'all that are seeing this would know, like obviously in terms of like Roblox creators, but it was one of those things where being able to be a part of that, like especially because I wasn't in this group chat last year. I was just in this group chat like I think a month before the convention, and so it was more recent. And so being able to be like, yes, I am a full-time Roblox content creator, so that doesn't make me obviously any less than just because I'm not in a group chat or anything. But at the same time, being able to be freshly added to a group chat, invited to be part of a group photo and like all that like felt very heartwarming, because I genuinely feel like especially with certain events or parties at VidCon, it's very much like, what's your follower count? Oh, like blah, 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 blah. Like very much like not about who you are as a person, what you can bring to the table, but about like, oh, like numbers. And then like,
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely hate that so much. But I genuinely had such a wonderful time and loved things like this group photo because it truly like, I feel like it truly paints a picture of how wholesome the Roblox community is, especially the Roblox creators that I was able to meet. And I was able to meet so many incredible creators, also so incredible, so kind, so like I could literally just sit here for like an hour and say how much I love them. Like just such kind human beings. And got to spend time with them a lot too, more than I thought. Because like in my head, I'm like, oh, you're busy, girl. Like you're busy, you got your own stuff going on. And it's so sweet because they're like, no, like we're just chilling. Like you hang out with us. And it's so nice because it's like I feel like even as a creator, you look at like another creator that's huge and be like, oh, they're too big for me. Like they're too big to be my friend, or they're too popular to be my friend, or whatever. And it's like, no, like in this community, at least from what I found, is it doesn't matter how like what no one cares about that. And I love that so much. I love that they don't care about that. And that genuinely just shows what good people they are and like how amazing so many Roblox creators are, because it's about who you are as a person. And if you're a good person, if you're kind, if you're X, Y, and Z. And it's like if you're all that, there's food at the table for everyone. And I'm like, I love that so much. It's had a wonderful experience. And when you said like any future opportunities for collabs or any networking, I already have been speaking to a couple. Actually, already did a collab with another creator like earlier, like this week. He actually reached out to me and he was like, "Would you be like okay, like being in like a little like short or video for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. Just like let me know. We'll figure out a time." Obviously, we figured it out. We did like I think a few nights ago. He already posted it. And I'm like, I like to do that because I'm like, it's give and take, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's like I'll do like you a favor, and I know that at the end of the day, you would do me the favor too. And it's like you're there like to support each other and lift each other up and help each other grow. And that's what collabs are. And collabs are so fun. I love collabs. And then, oh my goodness, I met so many amazing creators, followed them all on like Insta and all the platforms, obviously, and they follow me back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. Like, oh my goodness. I did another short at VidCon with two shorts actually. One of them I did was a dress to impress one.
Saw that.
And yes, and I did that with three other incredibly talented, amazing creators. And I was so honored that they wanted to be in it. I was like, that, like, I'm so honored. Like, thank you. That's amazing. And it was so special because my community was like, oh, is that Ellie? Is that Luna? Is that Ella? Oh my gosh. And they were so happy. And I was like, ooh. And like, that makes me happy too. Cause they not only see like my content and like obviously enjoy watching my content. Like I love them so much. Oh my God, I love them. But they also get to see other faces they recognize and they're happy for me. They're like, oh, you did a collab with them? Like, and I'm like, that is like, that's the win. Like, that's genuine. Like, that's the win. Support each other. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. Like, we all win together, you know? And then I did another short with another content creator, Ashley the Unicorn. She, oh my God, she's so cute. I love her. I'm obsessed. And we did the like, my name is Pink, and I really like that one.
I saw that one too.
Yes, you did. And that one was so good too. And I'm so honored she said yes. She's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Everyone is so easygoing in the Roblox space, I found. And just last night, I was on Instagram right before I went to bed because I had to get up early because, girl, today, Grow Garden had an update. Dress to Impress had an update. Bloxburg updated, but I was like, I was too tired. I'm like, I can't do the Bloxburg.
Could not do Bloxburg. They are like, I want you to play. And I said, I did. And I was like, and I'm very confused. I'm leaving.
So they did have an update though. I would recommend checking out. They completely changed their map. Completely different. Yeah, okay. Apparently like did really well today too. So I would check it out. I have to check it out. It looks good. But anyways, sidetrack. I opened my Instagram and I saw like a follow notification. For me, this is a big deal. I'm like, it's a big deal. But I got a follow from Creekcraft, which is like one of the biggest Roblox creators. And I was like, no way, you followed me on Instagram. I literally gasped. I was like I gasped when I saw it. And I'm like, I love that in this space creators aren't like, oh, you're too small for me to follow you. Or I'm like, I was so honored. I'm like, that's amazing. Love that. And I met him and we took a photo and I'm like, I just like genuinely like was so pleasantly surprised. And I hate that I was surprised. I will say this. I hate that I was surprised because unfortunately in the content creator space, when it comes to like meeting other creators, not every creator has good intentions. And I've met creators that do not have good intentions. And so there's that disappointment. And I obviously had very high hopes for VidCon because it's VidCon. And like at the end of the day, you have fun too. If you try to get what you have done, but you have fun. It's like, it's a business trip, but it's like a vacation, you know?
Exactly.
And so I went into it knowing I'm going to do what I can and what I can't do, I can't control. That's it. Like that's period, you know, but being able to like meet so many creators, hang out with so many creators, follow so many creators, have them follow me back. I'm like, oh my God, I'm honored. Like, hello. I had others, so many other Roblox creators that I definitely obviously knew of that I followed as well, like come up to me and be like, oh my God, I love your videos. I'm like, excuse me? Like, I'm like, me? Like, girl, like I love your video. What are you talking about? Like, that's genuine authenticity. Like that is just, I love it. Numbers don't matter in this space for the people that I've met. And it's honestly like surprised me in the best way. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I could go on and on about how much I love the Roblox community.
I know, because the thing is that YouTube actually had a Roblox creator collective party where he was able to see Miss Lana, Queen Lana again.
Mother.
And they had the cutest moment ever. Like, I was just there to stand witness. I was like, okay, I'm just happy for you kind of thing. And so my question for you is like, for creators headed to their first VidCon, like, or they're just hoping to make the most of it, what's one tip that you could give them that can really help them shine and build community?
Okay, I mean, this is an easy one, and it might sound like a no-brainer, and so this isn't a cop-out, but I honestly, genuinely think just y'all are going to be like, really? Like, this is your tip? It's a good tip, and it's very real, trust me. Be yourself. Like, genuinely. And it's not, this isn't even like, trust me, I've seen so many like videos or things where people are like, and I'm like, that was, you know what I mean? Like, you know how you're like, you stood there. But no, genuinely, because I think if you have to pretend or be someone else or fake it, you're not making genuine connections. You want to be yourself. You should be yourself. There's no one else you should want to be in this world other than you, because you are you. And at the end of the day, it's important to allow yourself to shine. Don't hinder your amazing qualities, because a lot of things that you might think, oh, maybe I shouldn't show some of this too much, or like, maybe I should like try this out instead, or like a lot of the qualities that you might try to hide are probably what people like, because it's real, it's genuine. And I mean, like, I yap. Sharente knows. Sharente knows I yap.
Yapologist.
Yep. Real. Real, yes. But I think a big thing is like, I don't tone that down at all. Cause I'm like, people are gonna need to like me for me. And so I genuinely like that, like, I could be 100% authentically myself and actually not have to worry about being a different person around certain creators. Like, I had literally no, like nothing holding me back from being myself at VidCon. I was myself. And that's how like I can genuinely say that I had the greatest time with so many creators. And obviously last time, like last year when I met Sharente, I was myself, obviously. So I think it's important, like be yourself. Try not to be discouraged because if your goal is to obviously meet brands, which like obviously like that's an exciting thing you should want to, you know what I mean? Like it's an exciting thing. It's a great opportunity. And I mean VidCon is the event, you know, and there's so many other conventions, but VidCon is a great event for it. Don't be discouraged if you get turned down or if they play the number game like, oh, how many followers? Like, because it's very easy, especially if it's your first convention, to genuinely be like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Like, if you have like, it's a very much a first impression. If you go to a convention, your first impression, you go in with high hopes, right? Your first day, you try to get into these parties or whatever, and you're turned down because you don't have enough followers or this or that. It can leave a really sour taste in your mouth after the first day and ruin the rest of the convention for you. And so my biggest piece of advice is number one, obviously be yourself, set out every goal and a million more that you obviously want to accomplish. Obviously breathe, you know, try to sleep, obviously, try to breathe, try to relax, but don't be discouraged when they say no or if they say no, because like Sharente said, there could be so many creators that have millions of followers that will get denied for certain things. And so at the end of the day, it's not even just about a number game. It's genuinely about like sometimes it's just not the right time. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that maybe it's not the right time now. Maybe it's not a great opportunity. Maybe you're still growing and they have different expectations, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't mean don't shoot your shot, but be yourself. Try not to be discouraged and try to balance yourself. That's something I learned this past VidCon is eventually like after the first day, I was like, okay, how do we balance? Because the first day I tried to go all out. And I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm just pushing, 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 and I'm not really enjoying myself. So after the first day, I was like, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to do what I need to do and what I want to do, but I'm going to like coast. I'm going to try and coast and do what I need to do and like breathe, you know? But yeah, like that's probably my biggest piece because like genuinely, just, I don't know. It's just, it sounds like a no brainer and it sounds like an answer every creator and probably anyone else would say, but I genuinely stand by that. Amelia, I will die on that hill. Like I will die on that hill. Like I stand by that.
Got you. Because I know for me, I always tell people to be yourself
Yes.
because even for me, like what was so exciting for VidCon for me was the fact that when I walked into rooms, people recognized me and it was
Mm-hmm.
like a whole little reunion each
Yes.
time. And it wasn't like it happened like once. No, this kept happening and kept happening. Like, oh my gosh, amazing. And I loved the energy, but that was us being ourselves because normally
Mm-hmm.
speaking, like as creators, like we stay inside, like we are at
Yes.
home.
Don't
Okay,
touch
yes,
grass.
we're like maybe be like an ambivert sometimes, but we like
Mm-hmm.
staying at home. You know where we live, if you feel me. You don't catch us outside. You catch us inside. Sorry. But I'm being so real right now. Like a lot of us are like, well, where are you? You're like, oh, I'm located there. Like, really? You're like, yeah, I don't go outside often. You think I go outside? I was like, I don't. Oh, okay, bestie. So I say all this to say it was like really nice. I love your advice because, like I said, that's like so real. I give that advice every single time, and people are like, "Well, like the whole that I'm not enough. I'm an imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm burnt out." And I'm like, "You're burnt out because you don't know how to rest. That's why you're burnt out."
Mm-hmm.
And so I will say, make sure that when you're having these goals, also start trying to build community with creators now. Like
Mm-hmm.
reach out. Like I meet people on Clubhouse, Chatter, a lot of different platforms and stuff like that. And that's how like I am connected with, I will say, more of the bigger following. And they've helped me for free and like just gave me free information in game that helped me with my channel and how I show up fully as myself. And that's okay for
Right.
me to be myself, kind of thing. So I love that advice. So for the people in the back, okay, the people in the back, like for those that really want to catch your Roblox streams live and in color, where can people follow you like for TikTok, Tube, and stuff? Like, where can they find you?
So I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Oh my God, I love you. I love you. So y'all can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, any platform. under the moon, at Jay Saxter, JSAXTER. And on TikTok and Twitter, it's Saxter J. But if you search Jay Saxter, you will still find me. So you can search Jay Saxter on basically any platform, and that's where you find me.
I just want to thank you so much for diving in with me for your full VidCon experience and and giving us so much context from the connections to the content creation to the community to the overall great vibes. You really showed up and built real bonds while having fun. And that's the best part is you had fun while doing it. So
Yes.
if y'all enjoyed this convo, don't forget to subscribe, and share with another creator or Roblox fan. Okay, if you want more honest creator stories from VidCon 2025, don't forget to check out the full Unfiltered VidCon at the Creator Experience playlist that will be linked at the very end of this video, as well as down in the description below. You'll also find Johnny's links down in that description, as well as any community resources. It's all gonna be down in the description, not DM, description. Until next time, keep creating, keep connecting, and continue to stay unfiltered. We love you to infinity and beyond. Bye, y'all.